Kia ora, hello, I'm Philip Duncan. Thanks for joining us for our Tuesday weather update recorded on November the 14th. And we've got a tropical cyclone up near Fiji and a cold front on the way for New Zealand towards the end of this week. Let's make sense of everything that's happening at the moment. The latest tracking, this is out of America, this tracking. It's very similar to the Fiji Met Service. The only slight difference is they're picking Cat 3, not 2. So that storm comes in, it's hard to see, but the main island of Fiji, Viti Levu, is just there, and it's likely to track to the west of it. We've got another video today all about the cyclone, so please watch that one in our 7-day Pacific Islands forecast that's out this morning. But meanwhile, around New Zealand itself, we've got a westerly flow coming through, in fact a bit more of a nor'wester, and over in Australia we've had this slightly cooler southerly change coming through for the southeastern corner, but very thundery still between Darwin and Perth. All right, let's have a look at this low pressure system. So here on the animated wind map, you can see the cyclone category 1 when we recorded this, expected to be category 2 as we get into this afternoon, and it might get up to that severe Cat 3 status overnight tonight. Now, the placement of the storm means it's tracking southeastwards. We'll get a closer up view here. It's going to be tracking southeastwards, so it'll get very close to the western side of Viti Levu tonight, sometime overnight tonight, and then Wednesday morning, hopefully, it does start to quickly pull away. And over here in Vanuatu, a little bit windy on the edges of it, and there could be some rain as well. Most of the wet weather is actually on the western side of this low. Usually it's in the southeastern quadrant around here, but that's where the worst of the winds are. So a very close storm tonight as it moves past Fiji. Like I say, our other video talks about it in more detail. So let's take a look at Australia's rainfall for the next 3 days. We've got those thunderstorms forming inland and up towards Darwin, and we've got a few showers around here, again, just north of Sydney, where you're getting up to about 20 millimetres. It won't be widespread for everybody. We've got a couple of New Zealand rainfall maps. I'll show you those in a moment. Let's have a look at Wednesday's setup. So westerly winds across New Zealand. We've got a few showers, slightly cooler again in Southland, and we've got a few showers forming inland mostly there for New South Wales. Meanwhile, up in the tropics by lunchtime Wednesday, hopefully most of Tropical Cyclone Mal has moved away from Fiji and is falling apart. Tonga nearby might just notice a little bit of a change. Certainly the humidity going up there is that red line, which indicates air thickness, or tropical air, put it that way, is being pulled down by that low. Let's have a look at Thursday. No huge changes. The storm's moved a little further south. It's blocked by this enormous area of high pressure. The Coriolis effect makes the storm want to naturally pull to the southeast, but the shape of this high sort of works against that. So it's probably going to just start to track southwards, and we'll start to suffer from wind shear, which is when the top of this high pressure zone kind of knocks the top of the storm off and it starts to fall apart. Out in the Tasman, we've got a cold front moving in. That means Thursday is going to be fairly mild with the westerly winds building around the South Island. But there will be a colder change coming in on Friday for the lower south. Here is the rainfall now, 2 days from Thursday morning. Most of it's over here on the west coast, especially the northern half, where you do have between 80 and 100 millimetres and sort of 20 or 30 millimetres in the yellow to gold or orange shading around the North Island. Now here we are on Friday with that cold front coming through. Queenstown, your high on Friday with some rain is just 12 degrees. There'll be a little bit of snow on the mountains as well. So a bit of a cold start for you going into the weekend. Wet weather on the west coast, but the further north you go, there's still a little bit of high pressure just here between the cyclone and the top of the North Island. So that is going to weaken the storm further, but also weaken that cold front as it moves up the country. Over in Australia, you've got that southerly change moving through, a few heavy showers coming through for you. By Saturday, the storm, the cyclone's basically gone. It has got a very small portion, as you can see in the red there, of tropical energy in the middle, but basically it's gone burgers by Saturday. There's another low forming up here to the side of it, though. These two are similar in strength. Few showers will be around the North Island, otherwise fairly dry, or becoming dry at least, for the South Island. And so there's another burst of rain as that front and those showers move up the North Island. Most of the wet weather is actually around the top of the South Island, where you've got up to about 50 millimetres around Nelson and kind of 15 to 30 millimetres around the North Island, hit and miss showers around for you. So by Sunday, there is that low pressure zone, the new one that formed in the Tasman, What was Cyclone Mal is out here. The two could merge, but it's unlikely that this is going to drive in big swells for those who want to get out surfing. Maybe a little bit of a swell because of the storm when it was up here, and this low here fairly weak, just driving in a few showers, maybe a heavy shower or two if we get some sunshine in there, as well. High pressure out in the Tasman, that's going to encourage some thunderstorms and some heavier showers for you out there inland. And then by Monday, again, more showers inland. They'll be very happy about that from Brisbane up to Gladstone. But over in New Zealand, that weak low pressure zone pushes in some wet weather now to the northeastern side of the North Island. Believe it or not, the Gisborne East Cape area could actually do with some rain. It's one of the driest parts of New Zealand at the moment. So that's probably not a bad forecast to kick off next week, and the tropics back to quiet once again. So that is the forecast for New Zealand through until the start of next week. Thanks for joining us, and don't forget our special video on Tropical Cyclone Mal and the 7-day Pacific Islands forecast that is also out today.